Which women's World Tour team has the lightest bike and which team has the heaviest bike?
Well, in this video, you're going to find out because I have personally been around all the women's World Tour teams and weighed them with the GCN Scales of Truth.
So buckle up, because you could be in for a surprise.
So a few weeks ago, I headed out to the women's UAE Tour, and you might have already seen a few videos that have gone up on the channel from that trip, but whilst I was there, I weighed each and every bike I got my little hands on.
Now, a few weeks previous to that, Ollie and I also did a little run through of the weights of the bikes of the men's pro peloton, so we kind of thought it'd be a good idea to do the same for the women's. Now, I think, having seen both the men's and the women's bike, I think we can probably all agree that the women's bikes look way cooler.
Oh, I'm so glad you agree.
Well, it's just a fact, isn't it?
A fact,
way better paint jobs. But I thought it'd be fun to find out about the weights, and also you can kind of like play along at home in the comments section and share the weight of your own bike and see how it stacks up against the pros.
Now, I did manage to get my hands on pretty much every bike apart from 3 teams that weren't there, but that's their loss. They're not going to be in the video.
Some teams are lucky enough to have 2 different bikes, say like an Aero and a lightweight one, and some teams only have 1 bike. So if they had 2 bikes, I believe you've weighed them both, and then they'll feature in the list accordingly. It's also worth mentioning that we have corrected the weights throughout the whole chart to adjust for different frame sizes and the fact that some would have had like head units and water bottles on. And we're going to start the list heaviest to lightest. Do you want to hit us with the first one?
Yeah, I did do the maths, so I'm praying fingers crossed it's correct.
Don't put your maths down, you've got this.
No, I triple checked it, so hopefully it's right.
Right,
But
14th place.
in 14th place, we have Fenix Deceuninck with the Canyon Aeroad coming in at a weight of 7.57 kilograms.
What we also need to mention straight away, this is one of the teams that also have 2 bike options. So they have the Ultimate, which features later on the list as well.
But where in the list?
That's what we're going to find out. Well, it's not 13th place, it's FDJ Suez with the Lapierre Zelius weighing in at 7.56 kilograms. They're set up running Shimano Dura Ace and Shimano wheels.
Yeah, but if you do want to know what, all the details about the bike, there is a separate video on that. We're just going to skim through it at the moment.
Perfect sense.
So in 12th place, we have Canyon Sram with their Canyon Aeroad coming in at 7.52 kilograms. Now, they are a team that do have 2 bikes, but only had 1 bike at the race, so this is their Aero bike.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. 11th place is a bike which some people may or not be familiar with. It's the bike of Uno X Mobility Team, and it's the Dare VRSU, fitted with Shimano Dura Ace running DT Swiss wheels and weighs 7.51 kilograms.
And am I right in saying this is the most budget-friendly bike in the World Tour?
Yes, I think you are right. It's good to see, actually.
Yeah, and it's a very nice bike as well. Yeah. I like that it's like a carbon finish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's nice. Nice to something totally different in there, which means we're now into the top 10.
Top 10. It's getting serious now. So, in 10th place, we have the Movistar team with, again, the Canyon Aeroad, but slightly lighter than some of the previous ones. This one's coming in at 7.48 kilograms, and they have a SRAM group set and zip wheels. 9th place is the Ceratizit WNT Pro Cycling team with the Orca Aero. Again, a team with 2 different bikes. This is the Aero version, the lightweight one, featured later in the list. Running Dura Ace and Orbea's own brand Occo wheels, 7.45 kilograms this bike. Nice, yeah. 8th place, over to you. We have the Human Powered Health with the Factor Ostro VAM. So this is the only Factor in the Women's World Tour, and this is coming in at a very nice weight of 7.35 kilograms. Interesting. 7th place, can I just check, is this actually their official team name? Just Roland? Yeah, I believe so. Team Roland? Yeah, so it used to be the Israel Premier Tech women's team. Yeah. But now it's pretty much exactly the same team, but with a new name and new sponsors. Okay, fair. Well, anyway, they're riding the Pinarello Dogma F, 7.13 kilograms, fitted with Shimano Dura Ace group set, FSA crank, I believe, and also Vision wheels. Yeah, so this was the only Pinarello in the Women's World Tour team, and because it was one of the really early season races, the team were actually getting their bikes the day before the race, so the mechanic was literally building it the first day we were there, and we couldn't film with the bike the first day because it hadn't been built. And last minute.
the day before the riders were getting on the bikes for the first time.
Last minute rush job just before a race.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
No.
Sixth place is Fenix Deceuninck with their second bikes. This is the Canyon Ultimate, 7.1 kilograms, same setup as what they got with the Aeroad, so Shimano Dura Ace and Shimano Dura Ace wheels as well.
Nice. Top 5 now, and we have the Liv Alula Jayco team with the Liv Liv coming in at 7.09 kilograms with Shimano and Cadex wheels. And this is the only women's specific bike in the World Tour team.
I'm glad you had to say that one because that was a mouthful. That
it was. Liv Envy Liv.
Of the Liv Alula Jayco team.
Yeah.
Wow. Fourth place, Lidl Trek with the Trek Imonda, 7.02 kilograms, fitted with SRAM Red and Bontrager. So almost under that 7 kilogram mark here.
Nearly. And Lidl Trek are a team with 2 bikes, but they only had one at the race.
Interesting point. So now that means we're into the top 3. Can I do a rubbish drum roll?
That's terrible.
Don't borrow drum roll. Right, third place is you. Go on.
And we are now into the 6s. We have the UAE Team ADQ with the Colnago V4 RS coming in at a weight of 6.98 kilograms.
That's actually light.
Yeah.
That is light. Shimano Group Set Envy wheels. It's kind of like mimic of the men's UAE team, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Second place, Ceratizit WNT Pro Cycling team with the Orca, so the lightweight version of the Aero bike. 6.92 kilograms, same kind of setup as what they've got with the Aero one. And that means we're on to first place, which is over to you.
And this does not surprise me at all because they are the #1 ranked team in the Women's World Tour. It is Worx Pro Time with the Specialized S-Works Tarmac SL8 coming in at a weight of 6.86 kilograms.
Good delivery there. Suspense was high.
I like to keep you waiting. But they obviously have the Sram Group Set and Roval wheels, and they are very nice bikes, if I say so myself.
What I just think I should throw out there is, in some cases, bikes built up with Shimano tend to be a tiny bit lighter than bikes built up with SRAM. So there's probably margin to make that bike even lighter if they wanted to. But what we can take away from that, fantastic list to run through, is that on average, the women's bikes are considerably lighter than the men's, partly down to the fact that they're smaller in size. But also, if you looked at the lightest men's bike and the heaviest men's bike, at both ends of the scale, the women's are tipping the scales lighter.
Yeah. So if we take the heaviest men's bike, for example, it was from the EF Education team with 7.78 kilograms.
And then the lightest from the men's team was Bora Hansgrohe with 6.98. Pretty much a similar kind of setup. So Specialized bike was lightest again. Which kind of leads to a question, I think, is one that you were posing, actually, was along the lines of should the women's teams have a different weight limit for their bikes compared to the men's?
Yeah, I think it is a debate that they could have because obviously women tend to be a little bit lighter, they're smaller. The bikes are smaller, obviously, so
I think, overall as a package, I think
could
it's
they be
fair
made
to say.
smaller and a little bit lighter, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, they probably could, but it is like a really in-depth, complicated thing to discuss and like put into action. It's actually something that Ollie and John Cannings was back on the tech show spoke about the other week.
Throwback.
Yeah, and it's just a really interesting subject. Lots of people have got sort of strong opinions on it. I think it would be fantastic to have a bike weight related to the rider weight to try and make things slightly fairer, but I don't know how the hell
that would be pretty complicated.
I don't know how you'd ever implement that. And an interesting point that John raised was that you would certainly never want to start promoting like people trying to lose weight so they have a lighter bike because it feels like that could just have a huge negative impact on weight loss, and we don't want to be promoting
that. No.
Also, I think I did mention that those weights that we just run through have been like manually corrected for different frame sizes and the setups. So we also got the exact raw weights as you weigh them. So what we're going to do, we're going to put them in a chart, have them up on screen now.
So those are the Women's World Tour bikes for 2024, but Since filming this video, some teams have released new paint schemes, but I guess that's what they do throughout the year. But anyway, if you want to check out all the details on the bikes, make sure to go back a few videos and check out that one.
Don't forget to let us know the weight of your bike in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it far and wide with all your friends, and if you want to help support what we do here on GCNTech, click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Right, we're out of here. See you later.
See you in the next one.